Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Crazy Shoes Podcast, episode 17. This week, we got Jared and Mark. This is most likely going to be the normal crew. Uh, I don't know how often Shaffer will be here. You know, he's not here this time. He broke the streak. He had like a streak of 4.
Yeah,
Broke the streak. Uh,
Disappointing.
but we're
honestly.
back. We're back with us three. This week, obviously the biggest thing, at least for us to talk about, would be the Lakers winning the finals.
Good.
Kind of disappointing, man. It definitely didn't even see that coming. Like,
Yeah, they definitely.
totally didn't expect that.
I mean, like the Lakers were
Honestly, that's
favorites
kind
since
of an
the
up.
start of
That's
the
kind of an.
season. Like,
That's kind of an upset though when you think about it. Like you have
yeah,
the two
yeah,
top.
it's
You have
kind
the
of an
two top
upset.
5 players in the league. Like that's
Yeah,
just
for
no
real.
way you win though. No way you
dude,
win.
against Jimmy Butler and Duncan Robinson, like, dude, no shot
Bro,
they win that.
like, dude, they have Kelly Olynyk too. Like, bro.
Dude, low key though, don't like quote me on this. That dude was
No,
shutting
Kelly
Anthony
Olynyk
Davis
actually
down, bro.
showed
That
out
dude
when
was
he was actually
that
playing.
dude was actually
No
clamping
bullshit
up
though.
Anthony Davis, bro.
Like, dude, the
Like
only
no.
way that the the Heat win that is like Kelly Olynyk just rips his shoulder out of socket like he did Kevin Love. Like that's
True.
his
Yeah.
only shot.
Yeah, that would be the only way. But that gives LeBron 4. Obviously, everyone
Yup.
was like, "Well, if LeBron wins another one, he's gonna be the GOAT," and he won
Dude,
another one,
it's
and then
it's
half the
after
people.
every single finals.
Oh
Every
yeah,
single one. Oh,
Yeah.
LeBron wins another one, he's the GOAT for sure. Wins one. If he wins one more, bro, he's the
yeah.
GOAT.
He's got to win like 10 more, then maybe he's the
So he
GOAT.
got 4, and then everyone's still like, "Nah, bro, it's MJ." Like, bro, I honestly don't even care. At this point, bro, I don't give a fuck. Cause we talked about it before, where it's two different positions, even though they're closer positions than, like, say, point guard and center. They're still like two different play styles.
Yeah.
If you legit want to say who was the more skilled basketball player, it's fucking LeBron. But like,
Yeah,
he also is in his prime, fucking 25, 30 years past when Jordan was in his prime. Like, it's not everything. So much shit has changed.
LeBron's been in the league 17 years, been in his prime for 15 of them. Like,
Yeah. But I saw some chart on uh, on Twitter that was saying it was comparing Jordan's competition to LeBron's competition in the finals, and it showed Hall of Fame players that are either in the Hall of Fame or most likely potential. So like KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond were all potential Hall of Fame. And then they had all NBA, all defense. So like in I think it would have been the 2015 season, they had Andrew Bogut as one of the players because he was on a defensive team. Even though I wouldn't say that he's like, oh, LeBron went against Andrew Bogut when he was in his fucking in the 9th year of his career after the one of the worst arm injuries you could possibly have. Like, but it just showed that LeBron played against a lot more competition. But like, to me, even that is different because fucking Bruce Bowen was in there as one of the all on an all defense team. Like, bro, if you don't get the fuck out of here about Bruce Bowen, dog, come on, man. It's not like you can't compare Bruce Bowen to fucking Tim Duncan. Like,
Yeah, that's
get that shit out of here.
I seen the thing that Nick Wright did where it was like, you guys see the video on it where he talked about how all the things that the media doesn't want you to know about Michael Jordan or whatever?
No.
Like, dude, that video.
I don't think so.
He has a thing where it was like, it was something like the first one was like he didn't win anything until Scottie Pippen got there, or something like that, where he was like 1-9. in the playoffs without Scottie Pippen, basically.
Mhm.
And then he had one where I don't remember all of them. There were like 4 of them, but the last one he had like nobody ate on Jordan's watch, but everybody ate on LeBron's watch. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody got a ring. So he named like every single player that got a ring while Michael Jordan played, and
Yeah.
it was like 13 people, but like
Mhm.
obviously it's different because people are like, well, when you get to the finals, you should win it, but which is
That's
stupid.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I saw a good comparison that it was basically saying how Jordan's competition, obviously, LeBron played better competition in the finals, and that's why he has more losses because
Yeah.
it was so easy for him to get to the finals. It wasn't as easy for Jordan to get to the finals because his competition was in his conference. But once he got to the finals, he was playing easier competition than LeBron, so that's why he won more. Which that makes
Yeah.
perfect sense to me. But
Yeah, I can agree with that.
because then there's also that argument, like I was saying, with that chart of the caliber players that LeBron played against versus Jordan. But also, LeBron has had more talent on his teams than Jordan did. Because I think the only All Star that Jordan played with that was an All Star while they were teammates was Scottie Pippen, right? I don't think anyone else
Okay.
on those teams was
I mean, I don't think
an
so.
All
I mean,
Star.
obviously
I
the
don't
only other
think
one
so.
could have been Dennis Rodman. There was no shot at anybody else on the
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Like,
But that then again, that's only for the last 3 rings though. The first 3, Dennis Rodman wasn't there. So
Mhm.
and like, how different was Dennis Rodman the first 3 years than he was compared to the last 3? Like,
yeah.
He was just a
right,
rebounding
like
machine, bro.
due to 0 points, 20 rebounds. Like, like
I
you
think
can't.
there's
Dude was a
there's only
rebounding god.
there's only really two years where you can say LeBron didn't really have all-star help, which was 2007, which is the obvious one that everyone talks about. I do think that
Yeah.
team is better than a lot of people think. Like obviously they were a finals caliber team. You know, LeBron obviously helps that, but
Oh yeah.
you know they made it to the finals. Like you could say that fucking Magic team with Dwight Howard was a dud team to get to the finals, but they got to the finals because you know they had a well-rounded. It's like the Heat this year. Like it's a more well-rounded roster versus having upfront talent. And then also 2015 when Kyrie and Kevin Love were injured. I
I
think
mean, that
those
was
are
shady
like the
with Dutch
two.
squad, but
Huh?
I said the 2015 when Kevin Love and Kyrie got hurt. That was definitely a dud squad. Like that
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
100%.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's what I
Matthew
was
Dellavedova
saying. Like
was the second best
those are the
player.
2
Like,
years. Those are the 2
Delly.
years where you can say he really didn't have help in the finals, technically.
like dudes really called Matthew Dellavedova the Curry stopper, and this dude Curry averaged like 26 points a game.
Yeah, like dude, that shit was dumb.
That dude is
Calling
getting
the Curry
gassed away.
stopper and fucking Curry should have got Finals MVP. Like,
Yeah.
damn, Andre
But
Iguodala got Finals MVP. He held LeBron to 38 points per game, almost averaging a triple double. Holy shit, bro! And he only guarded him for like 40% of the game. Like, oh my god, fucking LeBron stopper, dude.
the thing I want to talk about this here is like I seen a take and I don't remember who it was. I just watching TV and I was eating lunch one day, and this dude said Jordan needed Pippen, obviously, because you need another, star by your side if you're gonna have a chance. This dude said the LeBron doesn't need anybody. He doesn't even need a system or nothing. I'm like,
Oh,
so I'm
that was
sitting there
Colin
and I'm like,
Cowherd. Seen that.
yeah, that's who it was. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, bro, I was like, LeBron had Kyrie when he won. This year he had AD. Like he has another like star player usually by his side, and I feel like that you just need another star player. You need at least two
Yeah.
superstars.
Yeah, no one's winning
You
it by
can't just have
themselves. Like the years that
exactly.
LeBron, yeah, obviously LeBron's getting to the finals more, but the years that
Mhm.
LeBron won, he has had help. Like it's
Yeah,
not like
exactly.
he's
And that's the
it's
thing.
not like he's playing by himself in those fucking finals.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like I just felt like that take was completely irrelevant because you need at least another superstar on your team to help you.
I think though, I think Colin Cowherd just said it horribly, but
Yeah.
like I think what he actually meant was just like you put LeBron on any team, they're a
They're a
finals
fine,
contender.
yeah, they're a
It's
finals
basically
caliber
what he
team.
was
Yeah,
saying. But
I
the way he
Well,
made it
yeah.
yeah.
sound was like, oh, all you need is LeBron, and you get rings eventually. Like
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, I don't know about that because
Yeah.
yeah, because
You just
it's even proven. Like, yeah, he can get to the finals, but
Mhm.
if he's not gonna have that help, he's not gonna fucking win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just hate the discussion. It's like, bro, they played in two different areas, two completely different games of basketball. Um, dudes are a lot faster now, you know, a lot more athletic. Back
Yeah.
then, dudes were, I guess you could, yeah, you could say they were stronger back then, and the game was a little
Well,
slower.
I wouldn't say stronger.
They
They
didn't
just
shoot as,
played tougher.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's a better way to put it. Yeah, um, you know, they didn't shoot as much threes as what they do now.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard to, you can't really compare those two eras. It's just like it is pointless, honestly, when you
Hmm.
think about it.
Like, that's why I think goat debate is so stupid sometimes because it like it has to go by eras. It can't go by fucking
Hmm.
complete all time because it changes so much. Like even in football, like in the 90s when I'm going to use this as an example because this is an example I know. The Cowboys obviously won three chips and it
Yeah.
was Emmitt Smith getting those fucking rings for him. Like Troy Aikman is obviously a legendary quarterback, but
Oh yeah.
Tony Romo has put up better numbers than Troy Aikman. But that's because in the 90s it was a more run heavy league.
Game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and now it's 10 times more pass heavy.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, nobody liked passing the. I mean, passing the ball back then wasn't that good or like as useful, and it's literally because your wide receiver could literally get killed
Yeah.
in the middle of the field trying to catch a football. Like,
Hmm.
obviously,
Hmm.
I'm gonna drop the ball if some dude has the edge warm up in the corner ready to spear me the second I touch the
Yeah.
ball. Like,
Sean
Yeah.
Taylor's going.
yeah,
Some dude like Sean Taylor's come out of nowhere and just leveling you.
yeah,
Hmm.
like you have no shot. Dude, Brian Dawkins is ready to blindside you
Oh
running
yeah,
across
dude,
the
Brian
field.
Dawkins.
No shot. Like,
Yeah.
Dude.
Um and then obviously in basketball like in the early days of the NBA, it was obviously dominated by big men. And I
Hmm.
wouldn't
yeah,
even the argument that, you know, they're playing against people much shorter than them. Well, it was also just the way people played. You wanted to be as close to the rim as possible.
yeah, and like for like Bill Russell or like Wilt Chamberlain or the beginning of Kareem's career, like dude, there was no 3-point line. So why
Yeah.
would you ever take a jump shot if
Hmm.
you didn't have to?
Exactly.
And you know, they're bigger than that, but it's not like gonna make that much of a difference, at least to me.
Yeah.
But they're slightly bigger. They're definitely stronger, especially Wilt, and they're a lot more athletic than some of these players that they're playing against. So they're just going to use that and get as close as they can to the basket.
Yeah. Just like
Hmm.
the same thing with like Larry Bird and like people talk about Larry Bird's like the greatest small forward of all time. I'm like, dude, just watch his highlights. I'm like, yeah, I have. Like, I can do that at Jones. Like, but it's
Yeah.
obviously like different. With like the way that he makes it look, obviously is like effortless,
Mm.
and they're playing the
Hmm.
best competition in the world. But obviously, it's like
Yeah.
it's kind of like one of those things
Yeah.
where it's like the game now. It's just like all that is normal now. Like throwing a no
Mm.
look pass behind your head isn't as crazy as it was in the '80s when Larry Bird was doing it. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like this dude Larry
Bro.
Bird would run into the corner, like shoot a three, and everybody's gassed him up
Yeah.
like watch Steph Curry now. Dude crosses half court and pulls up, and
Yeah.
then everybody's like, oh well, that's just Steph.
Yeah. That's just how he
Seriously,
does
that's
it.
what it is now. Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
I forget what I was gonna say now. Wow.
Speaking of Steph, let's talk about how the Warriors about to win the 2021 NBA Finals.
Bro. Okay. So yeah, me and Jared talked about this. Uh, I I still think at least as the rosters stand right now, the Lakers are still the favorite.
Hmm.
But if you know certain roster moves happen,
Chris Paul.
shit can go all over the place. Giannis obviously if he ends up moving, whether that be the Warriors, which would be absolutely
Gas.
insane,
No one's beating that team. I'm sorry.
Or if he ends up going to the Heat, that would make them pretty
Dude, that would
insane.
actually
But
be
it would also make it weird because they have Bam. I feel like they would have to trade Bam. Because he's not. Giannis isn't in free agency. He has to be traded, right?
It doesn't even matter if he wasn't free agency or not. No shot you can keep Bam and Giannis. Like that offense would literally be horrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it would just be weird. I saw some videos saying if the Mavs could get Giannis, that would be insane. Which I also think that would be crazy too, because the Mavs had one of the Mavs this season had one of the best offenses in NBA history, but I think they were ranked 21st in the league in defense, which is horrible for a team of that caliber.
So bad.
But then you add the defensive player of the year, makes them insane. So,
yeah, because then there's your like paint presence right there. He can control most of the paint.
But how do you keep Porzingis and Luka and get Giannis?
Isn't Luka still on his rookie deal?
I mean, he is. But do you get rid of Luka?
Hell no, you don't get rid of Luka,
get rid of
bro.
Luka. There's no chance, bro.
So
you gotta build. You gotta build around that dude.
Being on his rookie contract wouldn't matter. I'm saying, how do you trade? How do you get Giannis without trading Porzingis or Luka?
It's whoever trades for Giannis, the Bucks are getting a shitload of picks. Like your future is gone, so you better bank on the talent that you have.
It's about to be some Nuggets or Melo to the Knicks or something.
Yeah.
Like you just got loaded with picks.
Yeah, I think the Warriors probably have the best chance to go against the Lakers if they can get a center. No matter who it is. If they get a decent center. Because we talked about them. Dwight Howard is a favorite to go to the Warriors already. Even if they get Dwight Howard, that's already going to make a difference playing against Anthony Davis. It's fucking Draymond's not guarding Anthony Davis. I'm sorry.
Bro, like I said, dude, Draymond is getting pork slammed if they play the Lakers.
Like Draymond is a good defensive player. He's not going to be against Anthony Davis.
Well, yeah, there's just so much of a height difference there, and it just wouldn't work at all.
No.
And what do you think Draymond's about to do on offense with an even better defender in Anthony Davis
to
guard him?
Yeah.
And it's not even like, since Draymond's shorter, he's faster. No, Anthony Davis is probably just as fast as Draymond Green.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter. I also said that the Clippers are still probably the best matchup for the Lakers. Because as the team stands right now, the Warriors are not a good matchup for the Lakers because of Anthony Davis. So I think in a series, the Lakers could stomp the Warriors.
Yeah.
But the Clippers could actually make it an interesting series because I feel like they match up better as a team. But obviously they did not have the performance in the playoffs that they should have to even go against the Lakers. Like I still think that
was terrible.
The Lakers-Clippers series would have been a more enjoyable and intense series than Lakers-Nuggets.
Yeah.
But that's only because we expected Clippers-Lakers. Like, you see the way that Jamal Murray was playing, the way Jokic was playing, the way the entire Nuggets team was playing, it should have had way more hype than it actually did. Because you were like, bro, they could actually, beat this team.
Did they take it to 6 games?
They did not. It ended
5.
Okay,
it was
4-1.
It
was 4-1.
Yeah. Because we were talking about the Lakers gonna be another victim. Of
the Heat were the only people to take them to 6 games. Bro, that actually could have been an even closer series if Bam never got hurt and Dragic.
Honestly,
yeah.
Like that definitely to me would have been a 7-game series.
Oh yeah.
I don't really know, but
because I feel like the Heat would have taken one of the earlier games instead of going down 3-1.
But if they have Dragic and Bam back, does Jimmy Butler go for 40, 15,
yeah, true.
11?
I don't know.
Maybe. It just depends. It honestly just depends because you don't, actually know if that dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's Jimmy Butler. I
Jimmy
don't
was
know,
going for those
what that
numbers and
dude's
they were
doing.
losing though. So, maybe even if he didn't have those numbers, just having those two players would have given him the edge in those games. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
never
I mean,
know.
obviously,
So
we'll never know. So I mean, it doesn't.
that's the
Yeah,
thing. That's
there's
a whole.
no reason to
That's a hard thing about it.
speculate.
It's like you actually don't know.
Yeah.
Or like Chris. What about Chris Paul? Like interested in going to the Lakers? Obviously, the Lakers want that, but
Well, yeah.
Dude, that would be actually pretty crazy, but I don't think they can make that happen. A lot of these like super team possibilities would be insanely tough to make happen because of contracts and
Chris Paul
trying to trade.
is still like guaranteed like $80 million or something. Like
That's so insane.
to get rid of those players, like people are like, you have to get rid of minimum. You have to get rid of Danny Green and Kyle Kuzma. I'm like, say less. They're burgers. Like toss them.
Yeah.
If you can do that to get Chris Paul, if you toss a pick or two and then Kyle Kuzma and Danny Green to get Chris Paul, send them. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's.
I just
See
don't
ya.
even think I don't think the Thunder would even want to do that though.
unless
The Thunder
Chris
currently
Paul
are
wants out.
loaded on picks already.
Like I said, unless Chris Paul literally wants out and he's like,
Yeah, that would be the only way. But like they played really well. The Thunder played
Yeah,
insanely well.
They actually did play good.
dude, Chris Paul should have been an MVP, and he should have been actually like considered to win it. Like Chris Paul was nasty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the Thunder are loaded on picks because of the Paul George trade from the Clippers.
Yeah,
Dude,
which obviously they won.
dude, the Clippers gave
Yeah.
gave them everything for Paul George. And it's all because of fucking Kawhi. Kawhi ruined the Clippers franchise.
Oh yeah.
Because the thing is,
They're
if
about
they
to get-
don't
they're
win
about to get
anything, they're not going to win anything for another 10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
like,
like
they have no
they're
shot.
done for.
So unless Kawhi can somehow carry them, he ruined that franchise because he was the one that said, "I want to play with Paul George." Who the fuck says that? Out of all those other possibilities you could have had, you say, "Do everything you can to get Paul George here." Fuck you.
Oh, yeah, they play the same position. They're both defensive monsters. Like it's just
Bro, I
so
would
weird.
if I was the
that
Clippers,
move.
if I was Steve Ballmer, bro, I would have been like, "Fuck you, go sign with the Lakers. We'll win in a few years. Like, yeah, we'll use our picks."
But you think about it,
Jeez.
like Kawhi. I mean, I'm actually glad Kawhi didn't go to the Lakers.
Oh, I
And
am too, but
because it would literally, first off, it would be way worse than the Kevin Durant situation. Way worse.
yes.
Like,
And people
Yeah.
were saying that it wasn't like that because Kawhi wouldn't be going to a team that just went
77.
yeah, like shut the fuck up. I don't care what their record was. They have LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Kawhi. That is 3 of the top 5 players in the league, bro.
Yeah. That would be ridiculous.
That would be insane.
And then Kevin Durant got hurt. Like, you could argue that's literally 1, 2, and 3 this year.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Seriously.
That would literally be the most loaded team of all time. I'm pretty sure Danny Green's on like a minimum contract, so you'd still have Danny Green. Pretty sure Dwight Howard's also on a really small contract, so you'd still have Dwight Howard. You still have JaVale McGee. You probably wouldn't have. I mean, I don't know what Rondo's contract is, but it really wouldn't even matter who else is on your team, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think Rondo was on that team already.
Oh yeah.
Rondo was
was
on
he
the year.
on from the past
Rondo was
season?
on the year
Yeah,
before.
okay.
So
Yeah.
Rondo
They
still
probably
would
have
have
to
been there.
I don't know about Caruso's contract, but I mean,
Caruso was definitely
obviously-
still there.
Obviously, like it would depend on the contract. Like if you
Yeah.
have a chance to get Kawhi, those dudes are getting cut. Like.
Oh yeah. You could load it up because at any time one of those 3 players is going to be on the court, and that already makes them a better team than the other team.
Yeah.
Like
Then obviously the game just starts and they have all 3 of them. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, LeBron and AD want to rest. Okay, we still have Kawhi. That's an all-star team. No bullshit. Like that
Oh,
is
that is an
just
all-star team, yeah.
That'd be beyond broke.
That's
We get
by
Kevin
ridiculous.
Durant, by the
far.
way. I was
Yeah,
talking
how do
about
you
it
guard
already.
that? There's legit no way to guard it
Yeah,
or
you literally
defend
can't.
against it either. Because
And
you're gonna
hey,
have what? You're
you
probably
can't
gonna have
score.
LeBron play
No
point
shot to
guard. You're
score.
gonna have Kawhi at small forward. You're gonna have Anthony Davis at probably center. How do you guard that, dude? There's no way.
It's
Like, there's
ridiculous.
no chance.
And the fact that some
Like
people were saying that that wouldn't have been as good as the
as the
Warriors
Warriors
team
team.
is so fucking stupid. Because
Okay,
one,
well,
the
Yeah.
talent-wise,
those Warriors teams did not have very good benches. They had their players, but it was not a super deep roster.
yeah, but
And that's
I
why
mean,
they didn't win,
talent-wise, the Lakers were
75
way better.
games in the season. Is because their bench wasn't as strong as what it was before.
Mhm.
Oh, dude,
But they had that extra. They had KD, literally a top 3 player in the league. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So to make up for that loss.
like Kevin Durant going there. Obviously, like I hate that he went there, and
Mhm.
I think that was. I don't think. Looking back on it now, like it obviously wasn't a bad move for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant got
Oh
championship.
no, and if Kawhi went to the
Yeah.
Lakers, it wouldn't have been a bad move. Like they're gonna win,
Exactly. Yeah.
but it's
Yeah,
just
like it's not a bad move for the organization, but it is kind of like a bad move for the players. And I do think the Warriors easily could have won another finals without Kevin Durant. Like easily.
mhm.
They could have won another one. And I do think Kevin Durant going there hurt Curry's legacy, but I mean, like obviously Curry's the greatest shooter of all time. He has 2 MVPs,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
You can't take that away from him.
he will. There's a shot that if the Lakers are really this stacked and they're gonna just go to the finals again, like there's a chance that Curry can never go to a finals and just never win a
Yeah.
Finals MVP,
Hmm.
and that's why everybody will hang on Curry's head because everybody hates him. So
Yeah.
But also the thing is, at this point, he could win more regular season MVPs, possibly.
yeah, but everybody,
Hmm.
but and then it would be like, oh, Curry's like people will be like Curry could never be top 10 all time because he doesn't have Finals MVP, which is dumb because that is not hung on any other player in NBA history's head.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
amount of Finals MVPs you won, like shut
That's
up.
ridiculous.
Like Andre Iguodala has one.
Yeah, and
Like,
and the thing is, like, yeah, even though he doesn't have a Finals
Andre
MVP,
Iguodala.
he performed in the finals. Like, it's not like he didn't
Oh yeah.
play good.
yeah, like this dude shooting 45% from three and has 27 points per game, not an assist, and
Yeah.
like 6 rebounds, and he's a point guard.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just like, and I feel like you have to include him in that conversation because it's like that dude literally changed the game and how it's played. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like
dudes want to shoot more
Curry's a
than what they
really
did
good
before.
playoffs player
Yeah, and he
because
just
since he isn't as since he's not as athletic as some players, he's not as worn
Mhm.
out come playoffs time.
exactly.
Plus, he doesn't play a crazy amount of minutes during the regular season.
Hmm.
and he's not James Harden. He doesn't walk down the court, dribble for 20 seconds, huck up a step back three, or run into the paint and flop. Like this dude is
And get a
this dude
foul.
has the ball probably the least out of the Warriors starting five, like or when they had the dynasty or whatever.
Hmm.
Like this dude was just
Hmm.
running around screens, gassing that shit. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and he. Well, what was I gonna say? God damn it! I hate this shit. I fucking forget what I'm gonna say all the time.
okay, I just talking about Kevin Durant though. I did see. I talked about this on the last, or no, I don't think I talked about it on the last podcast, but I talked to you about Logan about how I seen a guy on TikTok make his top 10 NBA players of all time, and he had like Wilt at 10, Shaq at 9 or whatever, and it popped up on my like feed again like a couple days ago, and I remember something being weird about it, like something being whack. And I watched it again, and it was because he put Kevin Durant as the sixth best NBA player of all time.
I don't think you can put him up there yet.
No.
Like he had
Like, no
uh
chance.
like he had Shaq, Will, and Bill Russell at like 10, 9, and 8, and Tim Duncan at like 7 or something like that. then he had
Jeez.
Kevin Durant at 6.
What was in that dude's top 5?
It was like LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, Magic, and Kobe, I think, something like that.
Okay.
I
I
remember
mean, it was
what I was
something.
gonna say now. I
Go
was
for
gonna
it.
say about Curry. He obviously in the regular season he doesn't play as many minutes. That's because by the end of the third, he doesn't have to play in the fourth quarter in a lot of games because by the end of the third, the dude could have fucking 40 points and they're up by 50. So he doesn't even have
Yeah.
to play. Like even in the game where Klay Thompson scored 37 and a quarter, he had 60 that game. He didn't play in the fourth quarter. Imagine if he played in the fourth. Because I'm pretty sure
That
he
dude would've
scored
been.
37 in the third.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was in the third
Imagine
too.
being that hot and not playing in the next quarter.
Yeah. That
But the
dude
thing
could
is,
have put up. Dude, that dude could have put up so many more points. Just thinking about it.
like Klay Thompson like that, that's another thing with the Warriors is none of them care about accolades. None of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like this
Yeah.
dude Steve Kerr probably the fourth quarter started and probably looked at Klay Thompson and was like, "Hey, we'd recommend that you just sit out this entire fourth quarter. We know you have 60 points." And Klay Thompson was probably like, "Oh yeah, we already won. Like, I'm not playing."
Yeah, and the thing is with that team, it's like whoever's hot, they just keep feeding them the ball. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
don't
because
care who it is, as long as
when
you're
those
hot,
dudes
you're hitting.
when those dudes are hot, they are
They're
hot.
not missing, bro. They're not missing. Like they are not missing a shot.
Those dudes are beyond hot. Like there could be like Kyle Korver in his career has been hot, but not a single day in his life he's ever been Steph Curry or Klay Thompson hot.
Seriously,
Like
Yeah.
bro. Like, and that's why that team is so lethal. You have
They
either one of
are
those two that are just hitting. You're not guarding them. I'm sorry. Like,
they are far and away the best shooters of all time. Like
oh yeah,
yeah,
no
it's
chance.
the fact that people even try to make arguments for like fucking Larry Bird and Ray Allen and like bro,
Ray
get the
Allen was like a
fuck out of here.
Ray Allen was a great shooter, but I still think, dude, when Steph and Clay are hot, bro, it's like a whole different ball game.
when
Whole
dudes were
different
saying
ball
that
game.
Damian Lillard was a was a better deep shooter than Curry, bro, it's been a little bit too long since
Oh
you've
my
seen Curry play, bro. Like,
Dude.
god.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think Curry's gonna play lights out this season because everyone just forgot about how good he is. Like,
wait,
Yeah.
is he gonna play lights out or is he just gonna play like Steph Curry and people think he's playing lights out?
yeah, that exactly. He's gonna play like how he always has and just fucking he'll pull a goddamn MVP because he's shooting fucking 50, 50, 90 for the season. Like,
Seriously, bro.
He's
dude's
shooting
gonna come out he's
60%
not gonna
from
miss a
three
free
feet
throw the
behind.
entire season. Bro, if let me just say this too, if Steph shot the same amount of free throws that James Harden did every game, Steph would average 40 points a game.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Like,
Easy.
I mean,
because
James
that
Harden
dude
shoots like what,
barely
80
misses
something
free
percent.
throws.
He shoots like 80 something percent from the free throw line, but like
Yeah.
Curry shoots 100. So
Seriously. Like,
I think Curry had a streak in the fourth quarter of games where he made like 70 something straight free throws in the fourth
oh,
quarter.
I remember that.
Like,
mhm.
dude.
Yeah.
But
If
he's
there's
not
one
clutch,
person you don't want to foul in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
it's fucking Steph. Like,
which is beyond difficult to do because you can't foul Steph, but you also can't give him any space from the 3-point line.
Seriously.
that's how people feel about James Harden, but you can foul James Harden and he'll miss every once in a while. If you
Mhm.
if
you
you
could
foul Steph, he's not missing that shit.
But if you also legitimately foul James Harden, you could get into his head because you're not playing good defense. So he's literally not flopping.
Mm,
So
Mhm.
there's a shot that or there's just a shot that he just flops literally 24/7. So
yeah.
you can legitimately foul him, and then they don't call it because they're like, "Oh, this clown just flopping again."
Mm-hmm. I hate motherfuckers that are trying to sell fouls like that. I hate that shit so much.
Yeah.
Dude, I've always said this. I've said this since James Harden went to Houston and he like became an actual star, like averaging 25 plus points per game. The Houston Rockets have literally been the worst NBA team to watch since he got to Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, the worst basketball you'll ever watch in your life.
Yeah, it's bad.
I've watched full court Jones games that are better than watching the Houston Rockets offense.
That's saying something because fucking 2 possessions in, everyone's gassed.
Like, dude, James, literally all it is give the ball to James Harden, let him dribble for 16 seconds. He's either taking a step back three, driving into the paint, flopping, or kicking it out to PJ Tucker in the fucking corner. Like,
Yeah.
no shot. Like,
You're gonna
absolutely
miss.
horrible to watch. And that's every single possession.
Yeah. Like I like watching. Like I'm all for isolation basketball. I like watching dudes that are good at it. You know what I'm saying? I like to watch Curry ISO. I like to watch Kyrie ISO. I like to watch KD ISO. Harden ISO is so boring because it's the same moves every time. Between the legs crossover, between the legs crossover, between the legs crossover, between the drive to the hoop, get fouled because he flopped. It's like, dude, it's the same thing every time. Like,
That's me with Damian
bro.
Lillard. I fucking hate Damian Lillard.
I like watching Dame.
Dude just dribbles up and shoots it. Like, all right. If anyone else did that, they'd probably make the fucking shot too, bro. Come on.
Or like when people would go at Damian Lillard on Twitter, because they'd be like, when are you gonna leave Portland? You're never getting a ring. And he's like, oh, we'll just wait until I get a ring and hear what you guys are saying. Bro, you're not getting anything above the 8th seed, bro. Like, you're not going
unless he starts
anywhere.
playing different, because they don't have a bad team. It's just the way that they play. Dude,
well,
people need to play more like the Warriors and the Heat, like where you're just throwing the fucking ball around and getting people open. Like,
but I mean, the Heat and the Warriors are blessed to have 2 amazing shooters. But like, not every team has.
But it's like Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum are really good shooters.
And CJ McCollum plays like garbage because he takes 3 shots a game.
Yeah,
and then and then the next game he'll shoot 20, but he shoots 3 for 20, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, CJ McCollum's trash." Like, no, this dude hasn't shot in a basketball in game in 5 days. Like this dude, like no shot.
I think the Blazers just have good centers as well. They got Nurkic. Yeah, Nurkic is a dog.
Their wing players are just like
they got weak wing players.
Which sucks playing in a league with Kevin Durant, LeBron, and Kawhi. But
yeah, seriously, the most dominant,
baby.
Some of the most okay. Yeah, that dude was really feeling dangerous in that series against the Nuggets, huh?
Real quick to go back to what we were talking about with like if the Lakers had that fucking super team, if they had Kawhi.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, if 2 of those players could come off the floor and they still have such an advantage over the other team, like LeBron and AD aren't on the floor while Kawhi's on the floor. With the Warriors super team, it's like, oh, KD and Steph are off the floor. Okay, you have Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, 2 people that if they have the ball in their hands, they're not doing jack shit.
What do you mean? If Curry's not on the floor, that offense is garbage.
Yes.
That offense was horrid. Like, Kevin Durant has the ball, and Kevin Durant can dribble, but he can't play make like Steph. The Warriors' success is literally that you need 5 players looking at Curry the second dude crosses the half-court line.
Yeah.
Like, you can't double team anybody on the Warriors. You can't.
Exactly.
As influential LeBron is on the outcome of a basketball game, Curry is more important to a team's success. To me. At least in game.
It's hard to say that.
Because
it's hard to say that when Curry has never played on a team that isn't the Golden State Warriors.
True.
But I get what you're saying.
He has so much more attention on him when he's on the floor than LeBron does.
Yeah.
Because like you can quadruple team LeBron if he's passing it to Danny Green on the wing because you know that dude's missing.
But it's like
Oh jeez.
the fucking Raptors literally had to box and one fucking Steph to stop
Yeah, like
to stop their offense.
they're running high school defenses to stop the Warriors because their offense is literal garbage, and Steph Curry can't do anything.
So that shit pissed me off too, because like if the Raptors played a normal defense like anyone else would to try to stop the Warriors could have easily won that.
Yeah.
Or like when Kevin Durant came back and the Raptors couldn't run a box and one anymore. Those
Yes.
first 2 minutes, the 2 minutes that Kevin Durant was on the court, the Raptors had no chance. Like the Raptors were literally getting annihilated.
Bro, I give KD all the props for trying to come back too. Sucks that he got
Yeah.
injured, but you know he was the one that wanted to, so you know.
Dude literally played a minute and a half and had like 12 points. Like
Oh jeez.
That was once Steph is basically the only one you really have to watch. It's Raps.
So with the team isn't that good.
Yeah.
It is going to be interesting with the way that the teams are built in the West now, because like who has a backcourt that can guard Steph and Clay,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to be weird because nobody in the West has a backcourt that can do that, other than the Trailblazers. But obviously Damian Lillard is an absolute bot on defense. Same with CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
Like they're just not that good. But like they play the they play the Lakers. It's Raps. They just don't have a big man. But they play the Clippers. They can beat them 100%. Mark, you're frozen by the way.
Yeah.
As much. I seen the Discord call lag for a minute, and I was like, I think I'm gonna be frozen.
He's done.
Honey, where's my super suit?
Jesus.
Fucking frozen, dude. Mr. Incredible.
Oh jeez.
I guess to kind of
What a fire movie.
Jesus Lord. And here wait. Now that you said something about that,
That's
I gotta talk about this because I saw some TikTok. I showed it to Thomas too, and we talked about it. It was you had to get rid of one movie, and there was 4 movies. It's Toy Story, Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc., and The Incredibles. Which one are you getting rid of?
Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Damn, I said The Incredibles.
No shot. I'm getting
Dude, I think Finding Nemo is just so much. Finding Nemo is 10 times more iconic than fucking The Incredibles.
Yeah, but The Incredibles is a better movie.
I also can't say shit because to be honest, I have seen Finding Nemo more than I have seen The Incredibles. But yeah. I get the argument, but I still think fucking The Incredibles has a good.
I mean, let's be for real. Like you can't even really say like Monsters Inc. is really like a complete lock, but bro, Toy Story 100% lock.
I think Monsters Inc. is 100% lock.
Monsters Inc. and Toy Story for me are locks.
Bro, I think Toy Story is 100% a lock.
There's a reason why. There's a reason why the 2 choices so far have been Finding Nemo and The Incredibles being out. It's because the other 2 are complete locks. Like
yeah.
Like
seriously, like. Toy Story is just such a good movie, and then the Monsters, dude, oh my gosh, so good, so good.
This dude just nut talking about the Monsters Inc.
Yeah, so good.
Okay, back to what I was actually gonna talk about. Just to plug the Twitch real quick, twitch.tv/courageous shooters. We've been live almost every day since Jared came back.
Facts.
I wanted to talk about this. Since Rocket League has now went back to being free, there's been like a huge resurgence of the game. Obviously, we have went back to it. We haven't played a crazy amount.
Yeah, we've probably played a good like 20 games maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But like those games are obviously not like us going hard or anything
Yeah.
like that. Like we're not
We're just
try-harding. We maybe
messing
try
around.
harder for maybe like 8 games, maybe.
Mhm.
And that's just because we were mad. We needed to beat
Yeah.
the other team.
But
Nice shot.
I'm kind of like
What a save.
I do still think that Rocket League was better, years ago.
Oh yeah,
Not,
for sure.
and I'm not even saying that because obviously a lot more people are better at the game now.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying it because one thing we found out was with the trading, their crates no
Whack.
longer exist, which is whack.
So if you don't spend money, you can't trade.
Yeah. Well, you can trade some things that you get, but it's not like trading crates with people or like
Yeah, and like
people opening up super rare items out of the crates and then trading those. Like you have the, what do they call, blueprints, and then you get it's basically like rolling the crate. You get the item, but if you want the item, you have to pay for it then. So it's like opening the
you
crate
can
but
see
not
what
getting the
item
item until you pay for it.
yeah, you can see what you're gonna get,
Mm.
but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter unless your credit card's in the game.
Yeah.
And I
Which
hate
that
that. I think that's
just
so stupid.
sucks.
That is so stupid.
Like all
I
the
hate, I
items
hate
I
when
have,
games do
I
that.
can guarantee I got from trading crates.
Mm-hmm.
Every single item I have is from trading crates
And
because
I
we were
just
just
think
grinding.
that was actually like, a lot of people don't understand, that was a actual pretty big part of the game.
Oh yeah, like you load into game and 4 people would spam trade question mark. Like
Yeah.
that's probably why they got rid of it, to be honest with you, because people really weren't playing the game; they were just loading in trying to trade. But
Also, people were probably like trying to exploit it and shit, and like fucking scamming people, shit like that.
Yep.
But
I can duplicate your items.
bro, I have like 4 different cars that I got all from trades.
Yeah, and you
Which
could
was
probably
like
try and trade
sweet.
those now, which is worth like those cars are so old now that like you could probably get whatever you want from somebody by trading one of those cars.
And I do think they probably got rid of that whole thing is because it was making people not buy as much. Because if you take it away, if someone wants something, they have to pay for it. They can't just trade for it. Like me and you could just play the game a lot, get a bunch of crates and items, and then trade them for those things that cost money.
Like I said, at one point I had like 40 crates, dude, and I would just plop like 10 crates into the trading thing for like a car or like some crazy like decal or something. And they'd be like, no, you need to like put in like more stuff. And I'll just drop another 10 crates, and then they'd be like, okay, I'll take 20 crates.
Yeah, like it's, I think that just makes me feel like I won't last long wanting to play the game. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because like I felt like having that aspect of it made me play the game more, because if I played it more, I got more items to be able to trade.
But I mean, right now it's obviously like a honeymoon period kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because we just came back to it, and obviously we are having beyond fun on the game.
Yeah.
Like we are just we'll play like 3 games straight, 15 minutes on the timer, and we've just been laughing for 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, be on the lookout for the stream highlights video coming at the end of the month, because that is just straight fucking comedy on that goddamn game. Actually insane.
Which is obviously it's gonna be mostly like from my perspective, but it's gonna be clips from everybody, like involving everybody. It could be like a funny moment that Mark had or Logan had or whatever. I mean, no one else, cares, so no one else will probably be in the video. But
I'm hoping we can get Shaffer back for some Rocket League.
100%, dude. If we can get Shaffer on some Rocket League,
oh
that'll
my,
be beyond fun.
That's a whole video in itself of just watching him whiff on the ball every like 2 seconds.
Like, dude, we got Logan costing games. We got Shaffer whipping. Like,
and bro, I know it won't happen for possibly a long time, until everyone kind of has PS5s and stuff.
Yeah.
But dude, Jared, if we could get the original Rocket League squad back of me, you,
Oh
Shaffer,
my
and
god, dude.
Jayden, bro,
No shot we get that
that is
squad back. No
straight
shot.
clowns, bro.
Yeah, dude, that shit would be so funny.
that's that's what
Remember,
I'm
like when we
hoping
first
for.
started playing, like when we all like downloaded the game and we all like the first games we played were just me, you, Jay, and Schaefer were the first games we ever played. And bro, we were hard strats. Like
Yeah,
we were sweats. I mean, we were garbage, but
yeah.
like
But
I was the
everyone was
goalie and I was the
garbage at
best
that
player
point
on
in
the
the game
team.
too, though.
Yeah. I was playing goalie and I was the best player on the team, and it would literally be like if the ball was 3 feet above you, you were like, "Oh, dude, they just scored!" Like you had
Yeah,
like we just called it raps.
Mark. As much as I enjoy playing games with you and
Yeah.
how much fun we have and funny moments, I haven't played as much with you like for a longer period of time. It's been basically a
Well, yeah.
year since like
Yeah.
we've played a lot together. You know, we've played obviously in the past,
Exactly.
but it's been this since last September.
Long
I'm pretty
stretch,
sure
yeah.
where it's actually been
Literally my
consistent.
freshman year of college, so like, yeah.
But like, bro, the dynamic that me, Jared, Schaefer, and Jayden have is on a different level just because
Dude, I
of the
want to see
games
that.
that the years of us
Yeah.
playing games together is
Dude,
ridiculous.
that is so
Yeah, I
fun.
want to see that shit, dude. That should be funny as fuck.
So hopefully
Especially
we
on
can try to
Rocket
get that
League.
stuff together.
No
Yes.
shot, bro. That shit would be so
Uh,
funny.
And also as shit as 2K is, if we ever got the four of us back on a 2K game, bro, might
That's
be some
never
of the
happening
funniest
because
shit
I'm
ever.
never gonna buy another one.
True. That's what I'm saying. As shit as 2K is, like if that ever happened, it would still be funny as fuck. Like
Oh, absolutely.
I still have the video clips of one of the times I have laughed the hardest in my life, and it is us playing in the fucking rec center on 2K.
Yeah, like, dude, when we would play back when Pro-Am was absolutely elite and you could just load in with 4 and just get a bot on your team. Like,
Yeah.
obviously we had 2 bots because we had Schaefer too, but but like an actual like AI on our team.
Mhm.
Oh my god, dude, it would be so funny because obviously they were just leaving the AI open. We'd be like, bro, just pass it to him, and he would just be chucking up straight bricks,
Yeah.
like 0 for 9. And then Schaefer would be wide open. He's going 0 for 9. Logan got 40 and 20. Jayden got 40, shooting 100% from 3. Like, that shit was so fun.
Yeah, I think the four of us have just a different dynamic just because we've
Yeah.
played for so much longer together.
And we also, when
Mhm.
we also played all those games together in those games' primes.
Yeah.
So like we play with Mark now, like Call of Duty's nowhere near close to its prime. Like, 2K
Yeah.
is way out of its prime.
Yeah. But
Same with the Rocket League. Like,
well, at least
Mhm.
Rocket League still has like the same mechanics. It's not like
oh yeah,
it's not
it's not.
mechanically different like those other games, but you know, it's a
It's just the
different
skills different.
skills. Rocket League has the biggest skills gap of any game to me. Like that is the largest skills gap ever.
Yeah.
It's got to be that or like something like CS:GO or something
Yeah,
like for
those.
skills gap, absolutely
Mm,
huge.
Mhm. Like you had to play. You'd had to play CS:GO for years until you can actually like start
bro, I
competing.
don't
Like,
know, bro. I bought it like a couple months ago and I went fucking crazy. Like
straight headshots
I've
in the
got
feed.
approximately like 6 inches of mouse pad space here, and I'm still fucking flicking on kids with an op. Like it's just nothing. It's just
It's just natural, you know.
typical beams.
Oh, jeez.
I guess since this is actually one of the longer podcasts in a while, we've actually had a pretty good discussion, and which is surprising because we went into this not knowing what the fuck we were going to talk about.
Yeah, we knew
So
one topic, and that was the Lakers winning the
good on our part.
finals. We're really
But
prepared.
we can get into the best podcast segment in all of podcast history, the Chuck Klosterman hypotheticals.
Shout out to Chuck, bro.
just a crazy question that we read off and answer and talk about every week. How many have we done? Like fucking 9 or something like that. I lose count every
It's like
time. I don't
I think
even
it's
pay
8.
attention.
I don't know. It's close to
Um,
10. I know.
Just pulled out at random.
I think it's 8 because I remember Shaffer just randomly guessing 7 last week, and I'm pretty sure that was right.
Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one. This is a classic out of these 50. I'll tell you that. This one is called Super Gorilla.
God.
Genetic engineers at Johns Hopkins University announced that they have developed a so-called super gorilla. Though the animal cannot speak, it has a sign language lexicon of more than 12,000 words, an IQ of nearly 85, and most notable, a vague sense of self-awareness. Oddly, the creature, who weighs 700 pounds,
Holy.
becomes fascinated by football. The gorilla aspires to play the game at its highest level and quickly develops the rudimentary skills of a defensive end.
Oh God, this is
ESPN
a
analyst Tom Jackson speculates that this gorilla would be borderline unblockable and would likely average 6 sacks per game, although Jackson concedes that the beast might be susceptible to counters and misdirection plays. Meanwhile, the gorilla has made it clear that he would never intentionally injure any opponent. You are the commissioner of the NFL. Would you allow this gorilla to sign with the Oakland Raiders, now the Las Vegas Raiders?
Bro, if I'm the commissioner, there will be nothing more that'll bring money into the league than a 700-pound gorilla defensive end. Like,
Bro.
this is another thing I'm gonna say. It's just like baseball. If I'm the commissioner of baseball and these dudes are like, "Yo, steroids are like illegal. You're not allowed to have them," bro. I'm letting my players use steroids. Bro, there is nothing. Who wants to watch 3 players in the league that are able to hit home runs? Bro, get jacked on roids and crush a baseball 600 feet. Like,
Yes.
that's what people want to watch.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
if you want to live until you're 45 because you've been on drugs your entire career, like, at the end of the day, you are literally just making the league more enjoyable to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Bro,
dude,
if
I
a
don't want,
fucking
like I said, I don't want to watch.
gorilla was on a field, bro. Imagine a fucking gorilla up in a fucking helmet and pads, like, bro. You see a gorilla? Dude, imagine being the quarterback in that situation.
Imagine being the tackle that has to block him.
I already know that. I already know that Schaefer can block him though.
Bro,
Oh, yeah,
imagine being
100%.
lined up against a fucking 700-pound gorilla.
Like, he's like you said, like he's like you could easily like basically trick him with plays. Bro, it doesn't matter. Like, obviously it does matter because you could literally finesse him every single play.
Yeah.
But like, dude, whoever has to block him, it doesn't matter. If it's a
Mhm.
misdirection play and he gets confused, at the end of the day, he's absolutely annihilating that tackle
Yes.
every single
Yeah.
play.
Yeah. Also, it talked about how he has said that he wouldn't intentionally hurt anyone. He has self-awareness. So, because the biggest, like, thing that you would be worried about is him, like, murdering someone on the field. The thing
like
is,
he's actually quarterback.
even
coming
though,
up.
yeah, even though he wouldn't he wouldn't just like beat the shit out of people and like go crazy. Even if he wouldn't do that, he would probably still seriously injure people because he's a 700-pound fucking gorilla. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, obviously, like, dude, you're no doubt the NFL's ratings. The first game that he plays is through the roof.
dude, that is
Like,
a record that could
Oh, dude,
probably
that's
never be
breaking
broken.
records.
Like,
That's breaking records for sure.
like
Because
it's
people
like
are gonna want to watch
in
that.
sports, sports in general. Like, you can imagine some dudes in like Europe if they hear there's a 700-pound gorilla about to line up on the defensive line of an
Yeah.
American football game, they're watching.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pulling in money, no doubt.
That would be insane. Plus, you know, why the fuck would you pay a gorilla?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, playing for free. Like,
Yeah.
he's not smart enough to sign a contract for $50 million a year.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
And then maybe at some point, if these people can make multiple super gorillas, just start a super gorilla football league.
oh, they're winning the Super Bowl every single year.
Well, no,
No
not a
shot,
team. Like
700-pound
no,
He's talking
gorilla.
about he's talking about a league.
no, like a league
Dude,
of
a
them,
team,
not
bro?
one
I'm talking about a
team, bro.
I thought you were
Oh
Yeah,
talking
my
about a team.
god, dude.
Can you imagine?
That team
You
would
got
be loaded.
5 offensive line super gorillas and a super gorilla running back. No
Oh my
shot. People are
God, dude.
stopping them. No
Yeah,
shot.
because the
Yeah.
thing is, imagine this super gorilla gets in the league and he knows how to play defensive end. Imagine if he learns how to play a different position. Like, put them,
Imagine that dude at
put the
running
ball
back,
in his hand.
bro.
Yeah, put the ball in his hands and let him run up the field. No one's
That's like
tackling a gorilla.
Dude, that's like Bo Jackson times like 100, dude. Like
Yeah.
that dude's gonna stiff arm people into the ground, bro. They're gonna be 6 feet under,
You
bro.
got the power of Jerome Bettis with the agility of Barry Sanders and a super gorilla at running back.
Yeah.
They're eating.
Oh my gosh, dude.
They're hitting the 80-yard
Jesus.
field goals because you got a super gorilla kicker. Like, bro,
Yeah.
that'd be fire.
A super gorilla kicker, dude.
So I think we all are in agreement that we would allow him to sign with the Raiders.
Oh, dude,
We're letting that
1000%.
gorilla in the league. We're letting it go crazy. Because obviously, if you're the commissioner in the NFL, bro, your paycheck's going up, dog.
Oh,
Oh,
no doubt, dude. That
And
thing's going
also
through the roof.
so are the other players, which you literally have a player
Yeah.
on a contract with $0 as their salary.
Yeah.
So
The best player in the league is getting paid no money. 'Cause
Tom Brady's
it's
the
not
GOAT,
even a human.
Super gorilla's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Super gorilla.
Oh my god. Okay. I
That's
guess
raps,
that's
bro.
That would literally be the best player ever.
Yeah.
Bro,
Ever
can you
play
imagine
football.
22-man team of super gorillas?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's where we can kind of wrap this episode up. I guess we'll do the classic outro. Everyone's socials are on the screen. Obviously, mine is right here. Jared got his right. Mark, nope. There you go. Mark
I
got
knew
his
it.
right.
As soon as
Yeah,
my finger up,
good.
I was like, oh no, that's not the right one.
Everyone's socials are on the screen, as well as everyone's is in the description, along with everyone else in Courageous Shooters. All Courageous Shooters socials are linked below. Obviously, I already shouted out the Twitch, but twitch.tv/Courageous Shooters. Live almost every single day. Instagram @Courageous Shooters, Twitter @Courageous Shoot because they don't give us enough characters. TikTok is still alive. TikTok
pretty
@Courageous
strong.
Shooters, still going strong. Obviously, you're watching on the YouTube.
Yeah, so basically hit the like button, subscribe,
Yep.
comment, everything,
Yep,
post
there we go.
notifications, let us know. We'll follow you back on Twitter if you send us a screenshot of it. You already know.
Yep.
This dude's like, oh my gosh, making promises.
Throwback Thursday just went up last week. Another one, obviously, this week. We don't miss it. Last week was SpongeBob's Atlantis SquarePantis. Gotta love it. Fantastic game.
Yeah.
Not really. That was the lowest rating so far in the series.
That was definitely a bad game, but the movie was so fire.
Yeah. Anything SpongeBob is fire. So
Yeah, that's true.
I guess that's all I gotta say. I think that's everything that you guys have to say as well. So thank you guys for
Facts.
watching this episode of the Courageous Shooters podcast.
Peace.